trained B-17 crews here before they sent them to war. Now the same concrete tests a different kind of machine. Sebring isn't smooth. It isn't forgiving.
And it was never meant to be. Every crack, every seam, every brutal bump through turn 17 reminds you exactly where you are. A track built on history, a surface that demands respect. 2026 NASA Championships, powered by Hoosier. Sebring International Raceway. Make your mark on history.
She's got a megaphone in her hand, black boots on the street. She's got traction, she's got friction, she's bringing the heat.
Welcome to Road America, and welcome to the NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Tonight, we've got 1 hour of racing ahead of us, and it's all about these Toyota GR86 Cup cars as these drivers ready to take on one of America's most challenging road courses. Road America, of course, 4 miles of high speed, heavy braking, and very little room for error from the long run down to turn 5, the carousel, and then that massive run down into the front straight where we've seen so much happen at the stripe. Welcome in out here to Sam Studio Network. I'm your director, producer, and commentator of the show, doing it all. It's Sean Stam, and I appreciate each and every single one of you that are joining in out here tonight. You know who else I appreciate? It's, of course, our sponsors and affiliates who make this all happen. Starting out there with Texas's premier sports car racing and high-performance driving. They specialize in IRL racing, coaching, sim series driving, data-driven performance, and much, much more. Of course, give it up for NASA Texas. We appreciate each and every single one of our sponsors and affiliates. Moving on there with them, we got Black Underwear. That's one of the most comfortable underwear out there on the market. Let them handle the underwear with their #1 rated boxer briefs. Also including Brunson Motorsports, that's engine and vehicle accessories, apparel, and much, much more headed your way. Real-life GR86 Cup car driver Patrick Brunson racing with us here tonight. TRB Autosports, they provide the top-tier vehicle, expert support, and exhilarating race experience any Trans Am by Pirelli or SCCA Club event. If you see Pirelli or SCCA Club event, let them know TRB Autosports sent you. And of course, it's simshop.com. They create a real driving feel through those direct drive wheelbases, full throttle, full metal construction, and much, much more. Speedcom.com, wired by Speedcom Communications. That's the leading supplier of all motorsport radio comms. They provide a wide range of products, including headsets, helmet kits, wiring harnesses, and much, much more. Velocity Sim Racing Rounds, normally outside of Houston, but now with their new Dallas location where you can eat, drink, race. That's Houston and Dallas's only sim racing destination. Buy the best simulators with the drinks out there on them. Let them know we sent you. And there you'll see it, Scott Adams Driver Development. There you see some more specializing in RL racing, coaching, data-driven performance, and much, much more. All right, so we got the sponsors, we got the affiliates woved out there of the way, but we got to take a look there before going trackside at the point standings. Billy Smith II, Anthony Nguyen, Scott Adams. It's tied up there in the point standings, even though Billy Smith II has 8 wins on the season. Less than 100 points back is Nguyen. Scott Adams, he's still right up there with it within 100 points. Jared Audrick, he's P4. Unfortunately, no Jared Audrick on the virtual racetrack tonight. Andreas Rafana, Patrick Brunson, Daniel Barmali, Luke Cantor, Chase Gardner about there rounding out the top 10. Corey Elliott has had a nice season as well. So is Aaron Myers, Mike Burris, AJ McAllister, Eric Ronenberg, Adriel Zermano, Bermudez, Santimanes, Iacino, Heyman, and Tackman, rounding out our top 20 within the point standings. Now that we do cut trackside action, we can see a little bit of who starts where, who had the speed, who had the pace within our 8-hour qualifying session. It's going to be a lot of that. Luke Cantor, driver number 9 of that Dynaco Baby Blue Toyota GR86, slaps it up there on the pole. Anthony Nguyen, P2. Corey Elliott, P3. Marvin Samoya, he was fast earlier on within qualifying, but not too happy within the setup underneath him. We'll have to see within how that prevails within this 1 hour long session. Remember, we also do have competition cautions at every 20 and every 40 minutes, or excuse me, every 20 minutes of the race here tonight. So at minute 20, at minute 40, we'll re-rack. We will restack the pack. It's Aaron Myers, it's Patrick Brunson out of Eagles Canyon Racing, powered by Fast Track, that U.S. Money Reserve Toyota GR86. He'll start P6. There's Parmesan himself, Dan Parmalee starting P7. Mike Ayacino, Carlos Cantu, and James Lopez running out our top 10. Moving on to 11th through 19th, it's AJ McAllister, Grady Hodge, got Andreas Raffena, nice qualifying effort there as well. Kobe Parks, a familiar name in a familiar place. It's nice to see that Kobe Parks machine back on the virtual racetrack with us. It's Michael Fiorenza, Billy Smith II. Billy Smith II, of course, winning just 1 week ago at Mosport, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Benjamin Forehands, he'll qualify at 17th. It's Jack Dennison and Scott Adams, rounding about our top 19 drivers. So we've seen the points, we've seen who starts where, but really what is there that we're gonna have to be on the lookout here for tonight? Well, from this 4-mile-long racetrack out from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, it's Road America. 4 miles, 14 treacherous turns. You can look at just one of these turns wrong and it could come out and bite you, send you out there and into the rear of the pack, especially within that higher track temperature that we have, 94 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's keep an eye on these Continental Racing tires and their grip within their speed on these opening laps of the race. Of course, it's open setups up there for the drivers. They get to decide what the car feels like within how they set the car up, as well as any adjustments that they do decide to make under competition cautions. I believe we are running a limited fuel setup there. It says 100, but I do believe it is limited. And there I am. It's Sean Stam, directing, producing, commentating our show. It's me on the right side of the screen. Hello. All right, that's enough of me. Make sure you get out there with us at NASA, Texas, out there at Road America, excuse me, at Sebring. This will be the NASA Championships for September 24th through the 27th. It's a lot of NASA series out there coming at it, out there live at Sebring. Don't miss your chance, your last chance this season to drive the legendary track, Sebring International Raceway, September 24th through 27th. Also, I know that a few of you will be in here in Austin, Texas in just a couple weeks' time for Lone Star at Le Mans. If you're out here and in town, just outside of Austin, Texas, Bastrop, Texas, there's a little track called Cotton Bowl Speedway. I'll be up there behind the commentator booth, or if you got Race On subscription, I'll be live out there September 5th. That's Bastrop, Texas, Cotton Bowl Speedway. All right, we'll get on and off of that dirt track racing because we got sports car racing out here to go tonight. It's Luke Cantor up there on the pole. Anthony Nguyen around that outside line of the Mazda Toyota GR86 Cup car machine. Corey Elliott, he'll qualified in P3. That's that number 17, black and blue on the inside. Marvin Samoya, he was fast in qualifying as well. Outside line in the Grillo's Pickles, green and white. Got Aaron Myers up there as well as Patrick Brunson in the gold and black. Outside line, Toyota GR86. Here we go. It's been a whole week of waiting. We'll go back into the green flag racing. Welcome out here to Road America. It's NASA, Texas. Scott Adams driving the Development Series live out here on Stam Studio Network. Here we go. Look at him already pushing, look at him already shoving, and then looking to get 3 wide back there from about that 10th wide on back, 10th place on back. It's going to be Luke Cantor who clears him out there for the race lead. Anthony Nguyen, there's Aaron Myers. We're going to start to look side by side again. Out here going outside back into turn 2 and into turn 3. It's some more door to door out there on outside of turn 3 and turn 4 for P3 and P4 as well. Luke Cantor continues to out there hold off the race lead. Anthony Nguyen, Corey Elliott in the only pass within the top 8 positions. Aaron Myers, he's already gained 1 spot. Here we're going to see a deep dive into the braking zone here. Nice passing opportunity for Marvin Samoya to make up some more spots up there. He's still running right where he started. He's going to run a little bit wide up there, up and into the Corvette Hill, Corvette corner out there, if you will. Patrick Brunson starting to take a peek and around that outside line, maybe trying to set up the switch back there for that 4th and 5th running spot. Still looking side, well, not quite side by side, excuse me, but front bumper to rear bumper to the race lead. Still Luke Cantor. We've seen Luke out there do this time and time again. He'll find the front of the pack. They'll get the clean air plastered across the front nose of that Toyota GR86. You're going to want that clean air, especially heading out there through this never-ending. It's the carousel heading into the kink. Let's see if Luke, listen on board here and see if Luke Cantor is able to hold it up there full throttle heading into the kink. A slight lift there. That's going to bring up Anthony Nguyen to start to make a move. Anthony Nguyen, the points series P2 driver for a reason. It's consistency and pace both paired together. And now we're going to start to look side by side again for the race lead. We're not even one lap down out here, and it's been a lot of this battles out there. It's now a pass out there almost for the race lead. Luke Cantori's going to have to set right back up into work out there, but Corey Elliott doing a nice job. It's still right back on that rear bumper at this battle for the race lead. Whoa, hang on out there with it. That's going to be Daniel Parmalee in the Gummy Bears 99. Not his BMW that he runs real life, but it's going to be this GR86 who turns into, right now, the fastest GR86 lawnmower in the world. Throws it right back and on, oh, actually moves his race right back and up and into pace, but loses so many positions there. Parmalee goes off the racetrack, so does Aaron Myers. They both end up losing quite a few positions here. Let's take a look here at this race replay. Parmalee gets into the rear bumper there of the 22. The 22 overcorrects it into the side panel there. So that's Aaron Myers and Daniel going at it. They both end up, I mean, they are going to live to fight another day, but unfortunately going to have to wait until that 20-minute mark there where we eventually get this pack re-racked and restacked. Back to the race lead, Anthony Nguyen. He tried to make a move, but that really ultimately ended up screwing him over I mean, that's the best way to say it out there, as here comes Marvin Samoya. That really set up the slingshot out there for the Grillo's Pickles. Number 97 is Marvin Samoya. He works on these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars out there in real life. He does a lot of sim racing back and behind the race wheel. He does a lot of track time out there action. He got a little heavier Chevy Camaro at it, but now he's going door to door for the race lead. Samoya, he's going to have to get out of the gas up there just a little bit more and then try to set up there this next switchback that sets up the carousel. Samoya out there almost back into the side-by-side for the race lead, but it's still Luke Cantor who holds him off, and this now sets up that Anthony Nguyen to start to look low. Now he is door quarter clear for that second spot. Backing into the never-ending carousel on board here with Corey Elliott. He's got Patrick Brunson in front of him there, and contact between the two. Brunson and Elliott. Elliott hard and into the wall. Brunson, gosh, man, oh man. That was heavy contact there. There goes Carlos Cantuit around him. There goes Andreas Raffin as well. There goes Daniel Parmalee. Parmalee with even more contact. Parmesan is just shredding the cheese grater out there as, God, that's first, second, third little bit of contact there. Take a really quick look at this race replay as Patrick Brunson, he's going to start to have contact there on his left rear quarter panel, just not quite clear. Believe that was Corey out there, and just both heavy contact there. Actually, heavy contact for Corey Elliott. Patrick Brunson did an amazing job at saving that. Really quick, if we could hop on board out there with Patrick, this would be an amazing kind of. Oh yeah, look at this. Watch his hands go to work out of here. 180 degrees on the steering wheel. Of course, that is our real-life Toyota GR86 Cup Car driver out there. It's almost like he's driven these things before. New fastest lap given for Andreas Raffina, the Italian, running in P10 right now. Andreas Raffina, he finished third place just 1 week ago at Motorsport. There's a lot of similarities out there between these two tracks as we see a nice kind of side-by-side. Now another pass up there for that second running spot. Marvin Samoya, he's backing up to P2. Nice run there from Marvin, and it's also kind of starting to be a little bit of a kind of breakaway out there between that front three running drivers. It's now James Lopez, it's Mike Iacino, it's Billy Smith, the second to run 4th, 5th, and 6th. We got Grady Hodge, that's a new face in a new place. He's gained 5 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's right up there within this battle. There he is, right in there's Mike Iacino, there's Grady Hodge, and that Ken Block inspired number 3 paint scheme. And Ken Block, no matter what kind of racetrack you bring him to, he's going to start to look. He's got the Ken Block out there underneath the hood and underneath that driver pedal as well up there. Grady not lifting at all there, as we'll also see. And another man, Patrick Brunson, we saw it a couple laps ago, but off the racetrack, -6 spots there for Brunson. Now kind of admired with the back of this 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th pack. Great look at these differing racing lines going in and out of the carousel heading into the kink. Well, which line do you want to run? If it's up there opening to you and you got the clean air to do it, you best keep that throttle pedal pinned to the floor, but that's easier said than done. Look at this, look at him slipping and sliding out there outside of the kink. Brunson, he gets 2 tires off of the racetrack. It's still backing up to the race lead though. Marvin Salmira, he's gonna go wide there as Luke Cantor backing up to the race lead. Marvin, he had gone so deep within the corner. That Toyota GR86 Cup car just not doing as he needed it to do. And he's now gonna lose all the turn there. He did lose all the turn out there on it and falls back now 1.2 seconds. Billy Smith the second, he's gained 12 spots since the drop of the green flag. He's now running up in that 4th place position. This could be dangerous for the field. If you focus your attention within the timing and scoring on the left side of your screen, that's how many positions your favorite driver has lost or gained, well, since the drop of the green flag. On board here with the front and rear bumper of battles for the race lead. Hopping on board with Anthony Nguyen. Here we go outside of turn number 1. Let's continue to hop on board out there with them. Listen to this throttle. Let's watch his hands go to work. Look at this. This is chess, not checkers. Anthony Nguyen, he's going to lift there just a little bit going into the corner, so he gets a better run going underneath the Sargento Cheese pedestrian crossover there. Marvin Sameo, he's got his virtual popcorn bucket out there as he's continuing to see some more side-by-side for the race lead. It's the pole sitter, Luke Cantor, the right side of the screen, inside of the track on that Dynaco paint scheme machine. He's going to slice it. He's going to dive it deep out there with it. And so it's now still continuing to be Luke Cantor to the race lead. Anthony Nguyen doing everything that he's kind of got out there underneath of him, trying to get this lead handed over to him. Working our way through this back, it's AJ McAllister. Also, I mean, this is a packed stack out here tonight. 19 driver field. AJ McAllister, another driver, 5 spots gained on the racetrack. Grady Hodge going there just a little bit wide is Andreas Rafana, and that's another Dynaco machine out there. He's going to rock and roll with that number 21, silver and black U.S. Money Reserve. And there goes James Lopez around. James Lopez, he was just going side by side, and that was maybe just a little bit too much of it that time by. Here's a quick look at this race replay up and across and over the front nose there of Grady Hodge. Okay, there was a lot that just happened there. We'll take another look at this Stam Studio Network race replay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers involved out there. 9.5 minutes down. We're halfway down, halfway to go until our first stage break. But it's been a lot of what you're seeing out there on the screen right now, and it's been some side-by-side and door-to-door battles. It has been a lot of Luke Cantor trying to play the defense over the hard-charging offense of both Anthony Nguyen and Marvin Samoya. Now they continue to sit about 0.2 of a second back, 0.4 of a second back there. God, there is so much battles out here on the racetrack. Scott Adams, he just went off the track out there with duking and driving it out there with. Believe. Oh goodness, he goes deep, and there's the 7 up there in front of him of Carlos Cantu. Look at how much of that dirt, dust, and debris that is deposited on the racetrack out there. Careful for these race leaders that next time by from that very section. We're gonna have to keep an eyeball on that out here. Also an eyeball on the battle again. Luke Cantor Luke Cantori comes into this race only 8th in the point standings, as he's not quite been able to make every single race out there with us. And he's also now lost the race lead to the hard-charging Anthony Nguyen. Anthony Nguyen, he's been able to make a little bit more races out there with us and doing even better on the track there with them, with all due respect to Lehantor. But it's both these kind of kings going at it out here from these Toyota GR86 Cup cars, and Marvin Samoya he's still just licking his chops. He's still right there. Look at Luke Cantor. He's all over the rumble strips going into turns 5 and backing up to your Corvette corner, turn 6, trying to open up that next corner and on by it. They're way up the hill we go. Where we stop, nobody knows, except it's right backing up here, headed into, Andreas Rafana goes around, as well as Corey Elliott, as Luke Cantor backing up and into the race lead. Battles once again all the way around the racetrack. Where do you look at out here? 3-way battle going for the race lead. 3 seconds back is 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then 10th, 11th, and 12th. It's looking like World War III out there. Quick race replay here. Andreas Rafana is going to be AJ McAllister with a huge shove out there and into the corner. Oh, no, AJ, he's just loud to the inside line. 3 wide there. That was twice that we have now seen going into that very corner. That 3 wide is just not going to work. Look at this. It's slipstream, it's draft, it's stock car racing, and these Toyota GR86 Cup cars. AJ McAllister with a late move down to the inside there over Andreas Rafana. End up spinning him, and then there's going to be Grady Hodge, who has some more contact there. Scott Adams also kind of right there within that battle. Here comes that section that I told you to keep an eyeball on. It looks like that the race leaders, as well as 4th, 5th, back and around to 6th place, looks like they're all going to make their way back and out there through it, but you continue to see it kind of rooster tailing out there off of the car. You feel that from back and behind the race wheel, right? That's something that iRacing Simulation Motorsports really does quite well out there, as far as them not only laser scan tracks, but oh man, no, hang on to it, Grady. Oh, heavy contact with the outside concrete barrier. They are running no damage up there within these Toyota GR86 Cup cars, but man, Grady up there gets a little bit too egregious out there outside of turn 14, and into that tire barrier he goes. Backing up there and into the race lead, though. I know where it's a little bit of, it's again, so many battles all over the place, but we got to look at one of them, and I think this is the best one to keep an eyeball on out there with it. Cantor, Nguyen, Samoya, 1, 2, 3. Billy Smith the second, looking to go back to back. He's right there with them, P4, 3.5 back. Mike Iacino, nice gains for him. Benjamin Ferrand, McAllister, Brunson, and Grafana rounding at the top 10. Once again, side by side into turn 5. It's Anthony Nguyen who looks around that inside line, trying to take over, or trying to keep the race lead out there over Luke Cantor, who's had a race lead for a lot of this race tonight. Cantor back and around the outside. If he can transition back the corner, and transition back into the inside line out there. It's crossovers. It's side by side. It's great, immaculate, and ethical wheel racing. And this NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. It's almost like, where do they get their coaching from? Well, of course, that's Scott Adams up there running with him on the racetrack tonight. Cantor backing around the inside out there out of the carousel corner. Anthony Nguyen tries to get his foot plastered on that throttle pedal again. Doesn't quite get to it fast enough. Cantor back to the race lead. Oh, well, look at Marvin go! That is not really a passing up zone that you see too much, but man, Marvin's got the big ones. He's gonna send it down and around, and it's door quarter clear through the kink. Samoya backing into P2 in a setup that he didn't feel overall too comfortable with. Let's go back it out there between the battles between AJ and McAllister. It's Benjamin Forehand. Here comes Forehand of the Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. That GR86, he's gonna look down and around that inside line, goes a little bit wide out there in corner exit, but now takes over that spot. It's Benjamin Forehand in the 530, now leading kind of the second pack back. McAllister, Brunson, it's Grafana, Jack Dennison, rounding out that top 10. Santamichi, I'm just seeing your YouTube chat. I appreciate you joining in out there tonight, as well as Ted. And yes, this will be a 1 hour long race total, but within those competition cautions, we're going to re-rack them, we're going to restack them at the 20-minute mark and at that 40-minute mark. 4.5 minutes to go until that first re-rack and restack there. And Marvin Samoya, we just saw him. How about you? Driver number 97 in the Grillo's Pickles machine to the race lead. Here's another look at it going in here with the turn on number 1. Just a nice run out there within that kind of draft section. It just takes away the line. You see a quick flash out there on the brakes, on the brake pedal out there for Luke Cantor. Luke, though, he's not going to go down without a fight. Here he goes, backing around that inside line. Marvin Samoya, we've seen this out there from this number 97 before. He'll have so much speed. He'll have the pace to visit virtual victory lane. But when it comes out there into when these races matter most, within these final few minutes to go within the stage breaks and in the race, and especially these draft-heavy tracks, I mean, in all seriousness, Marvin, he just doesn't have the help that some of these other drivers do. Marvin fast out there within the single runs, but within that slipstream, within the draft, within actually finding a teammate to make the dream mate happen. Marvin, a newer name here out there within Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series, and that's why we've kind of seen out there running within the top 1, 2, 3, I believe, until kind of the white and checkered flag flies. Hop on board here with Anthony Nguyen to see if he's finally holding this thing flat out into the kink. A little bit of a lift there as he's dealing with so much turbulent air across his front nose of not only Marvin, but Luke Cantor and into the race lead. Here comes a nice run that I was just talking about. Use that slipstream, use the bump in the run that we see out here on NASCAR on Sundays. Here we go, Marvin with a huge run, even a little bit too much speed through the corner out there as Anthony Nguyen tries to help him out. But Anthony, they go side by side. Anthony backing around that inside line. Can he try to get back to second here? No, they're just going to kind of regroup and rearm out there for the front 1, 2, 3 running drivers. Don't look now here, ladies and gentlemen, but it's, yeah, I guess you could cue the Jaws music right now because Billy Smith II, once again, 12 spots gained from Road America. It's what 17:38 to go. Back here within turn 1, does Marvin Samoya make a move? Does he have the help to make the move? Anthony Nguyen not quite close enough. There comes Billy Smith II, and there he goes. Mike Iacino, an excellent run out there for that all-black Scott Adams Driver Development GR86. And then it's Patrick Brunson continuing to run right where he started. Benjamin Florent, there goes Andreas Profana, that Italian. We got Daniel Barmali, his Parmesan cheese continuing to, how many times have we seen this before? Parmesan cheese, 4th running driver within this camera shot right now. He'll continue to just continue to slice, dice, work his way through this back, keep this methodical runs out there with him, and next thing before you know it, we got Parmesan cheese out there battling for the race lead. Backing into the race lead, Marvin Samoa, he goes a little bit wide, backing into the straightaway, and in turn 5, backing into Corvette corner here. Luke Cantor, he's going to continue to hold off the hard chart, will actually take over the race lead out there, as now Anthony Nguyen falls right back into line. He'll run it there, just a right rear tire off of the racetrack. That transitions, that actually puts even more of that debris on the racetrack. We saw that earlier, but that actually will stick out there to these Continental Racing tires for at least the next turn or two and on by. Marvin Samoya hopping on board out there with them. Watch his hands again. This is different driver who are hopping on board going into the kink. Actually, carousel into the kink. Just enough to get that front nose to do as the driver is asking it to do. Look at Samoya fly like an eagle. That's all the words I know. He's going to start to look around that outside line. Samoya contact for the race lead there. Backing across the front nose of Luke Cantor. Almost goes spinning across the racetrack there, but tried to kind of pull up Verstappen, I think, just trying to clear Cantor going into Canada corner there and into the not so friendly Canada corner that time by. Well, at least we're living to fight another lap, but oh, that could have been big. That could have been huge. This is going to be one of those races here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to stick around here after the conclusion and after our driver interviews, because there has been so much off-track action. There has been so many passes up there between, especially kind of this 8th through 16th margin. Now that we're starting to see the race lead quiet down just a little bit by only 0.4 of a second. Well, excuse me, out there. They're going to quiet them all down there, as this will be our first our first competition caution. We're gonna get them re-racked, restacked for just one lap here. Don't go anywhere. Just grab yourself a quick drink, grab yourself a quick snack. It's Sean Stam out there on Stam Studio Network, directing, producing, commentating our show. So for those of you that are maybe just now joining in, well, first of all, welcome in out here. I appreciate you having us for this NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. If you're newer out here to NASA, even the Texas region, make sure that, or any NASA region, make sure you join us out there at Sebring for NASA Championships, September 24th through 27th. Not going to want to miss out there. Let's see if we can't queue up a couple of these replays here really quick before we get going back green flag racing. Here's going to be Andreas Rafana. Here's Patrick Brunson with a slight incident between them two. Let's see if we saw, yeah, this one I think we did see earlier on. AJ McAllister, he's going to start to look low. It's going to be Profana and the silver and black U.S. Money Reserve, not the gold and black of Patrick Brunson, but just some contact going into the corner there. Carlos Cantu, he'll go off the racetrack about a lap before that incident, but oh, Cantu, he gets so deep within Canada corner out there, he tries to keep it off of, is that Scott Adams out there right up and in front of him, and next thing here, before you know it, it's just a little bit too late out there. Oh, there he goes, right side of the screen, and he actually does end up making contact with Corey Elliott. Another look here at this race replay. Yeah, that ends up getting into Corey there. Corey goes across the front nose of the 96. Let's see if we have time for one more race replay. So, we showed Scott Adams go off the racetrack a couple of laps ago. We'll see if we can't cue this one. Oh, this is actually going into that very incident. Oh, I think we were on board with Scott Adams when that one happened live out there. Just a little bit too deep through the braking zone, and there goes all of that gravel deposited on and into the racetrack. Alrighty, let us know who you're rooting on down there and on below, and maybe rooting, where you're rooting on there from. We still got Santamigi joining in, as well as Ted joining in. Hopefully you're both doing well. Hey, we got Moonlight Dancer made it to the stream and race. Greetings, everyone. And of course, best of luck, Marvin. Well, Marvin, he's had an eventful race here so far. Started up there within the top four, back within the top four, but also he's led a couple of laps. Let's hop on board here with Marvin and see what happened within this, going into Canada corner last time by. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a little bit of contact on our side, but I do think that is just, no, it's not even. That is going to be net code right there. If you're not familiar to iRacing simulation, well, unlike real life, we can't quite simulate it all, and I don't think that there was any contact right there between them, but that looked to me like that was just out there at the simulator trying to simulate that contact within these internet connections that it's got between the drivers out there on the track, and I think that there was just a little bit of giveth, a little bit of taketh out there within the sim. I don't even think there was driver contact within the two, but it said there was, so we're going to re-rack them, we're going to restack them. We all live to fight another lap, we all live to fight another day, and we'll get back into green flag racing this time by. Remember, once again, make sure you join us out there, NASA Championships at Sebring, September 24th through 27th. Don't miss your chance at your last chance to drive that legendary track throughout this season. We'll get back going green flag racing out there as Barney the flag man waves the green flag loud and proud. It's Luke Cantor leads him right back off and heading into turn one. Anthony Nguyen, who started P2, continues to run P2, but now Billy Smith II. We got a new player up here. Here comes that black and blue Toyota GR86. We're looking at that outside line. That's 14 spots gained out there for driver number 70. We'll go door to door from row one back and into row number two. Smith II trying to hang over left up there on that left rear quarter panel of Luke Cantor. Not quite able to get out there to him. We're just going to sit a little bit more calm, a little bit cordial down this DRS straightaway. Of course, no DRS of these light horsepower GR86 Cup cars, but the slipstream, the draft here, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, that feels enough like your DRS. And if you can get a good run out there going within turn 5, there we'll go. Patrick Brunson from the next county on over, from Hayes back and into Travis Hill go. Man, Brunson, man almighty. He's going to gain at least a spot, I think, doing that. It's sharks that smell blood in the water right now, but that was a clean move out there. He had the track available out there for him to make that move. Brunson will actually fall back and continue to run that 6th place run spot. Here we'll get into a little bit the more argy, the little bit more bargy. AJ McAllister, Benjamin Forehands. Here comes Kobe Parks. This is 9th, 10th, and 11th. Continuing to work our way through the kink on this second opening lap on this stage. Excuse me, opening lap this stage. Aaron Myers, he's lost about 7 spots since the drop of the green flag. Jet Dennison right there and back and behind him, he's gained 5. It's been slipstream, it's been draft, it's been losses, it's been gains. So much happening out here for Road America. And of course, this is just getting our GR86 drivers out there ready for real life Road America in just a couple weeks time. Talk about real life Road America. Well, it's now GR86 Cup car driver Brunson right still back and in the back of this battle for 1st through 6th. Hopping on board now with Patrick Brunson out there. Let's see what he's got heading up here through the double right-hander. Look at him try to dive into turn number 14 there, just a little bit more, gets up within the rev limiter there. Not going to play the slipstream, not going to play the draft, actually going to play the opposite of it. Get the side draft going out there between Mike Iacino. What Patrick Brunson is doing here is, if you could kind of visualize a parachute being thrown across that rear end out there of driver on the right side of the screen of Mike Iacino. It's going to continue to slow him down here, headed back within turn at number 1. Brunson back within P5. Cantor still holding off for the race lead, but for how long? Anthony Nguyen continues to just get ever so closer to that rear bumper of the race lead. So what do you do here if you're Marvin Samoya? You know that you're going to start to run out of time here within the second closing stage. Only 13 minutes here left. It's starting to lean on each other, but not necessarily contact just yet between Anthony Nguyen and Luke Cantor. How many times have we seen this here before? Anthony Nguyen with, I believe it is 5 wins on the season. Can he back it around the inside line? Can he make the crossover work? Anthony Nguyen, no, not quite just yet. Marvin Samoya continues to hold off Billy Smith the second. Patrick Brunson there as well. This is getting good. You can feel the intensity, quite frankly, ramp up in the screen right now. Hop on board with Patrick Brunson in my favorite portion of the track to do it. Listen in. Easier said than done, modulating the heck out of that throttle pedal to keep that front nose doing as the driver asked it to do. Luke Cantor, Anthony Nguyen back up to where they started this race, but it's not all been that easy. Marvin Samoa with a deep dive back and around the defensive line to hold off the move back and around the inside of Billy Smith II. That deep dive move on the defensive line for Marvin Samoa actually kind of compromised his line heading up and into the corner there. That really allowed Billy Smith II to have a nice move heading back into turn 14 here. This is the final driver interview spot. Billy Smith II, he'll put Samoa down. Looking back on that rear view camera shot from Billy Smith II. Marvin Samoa here, does he go right back into work? Does he try to slice? Does he try to dice? Or does he sit a little bit more calm and cordial, knowing that he's got, well, now he's halfway down, halfway to go through the race, and it's now 10 minutes down, 10 minutes to go left within second stage. Marvin with an earlier lift on the gas up there to try to get that throttle pedal acceleration down, headed into turns, the short shoot here within back in turns 2 and 3. Not quite able to do it. It's Anthony Nguyen, Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II. It's defense. Defense versus the hard-charging offense. It's not football season here just yet, but it's looking like it out here tonight. Football season, chestnut checkers, whatever you want to call it. This is getting good. Cantor with a fake back and around the inside. Can he look up top? Here we'll go side by side in 5. Look at Cantor all over that rumble and bumble strip. He'll kick up the dirt, dust, and debris again all over that rear bumper and all over Billy Smith II. Billy Smith II, he's going to have to send a check out there. Excuse me, get a check from Luke Cantor for all the hail damage on front across that front nose out there for Anthony Nguyen. Luke Cantor, he'll have that check of money ready headed his way if he can make his way down in virtual victory lane. Cantor back up top. Here comes Billy Smith II. Smith II right now, we have seen him continuing to put down lap after lap after lap some of the fastest lap times, as well as putting down some of the fastest drivers that we've seen this season. Smith II, 14 spots gained. Now he's up within P2. Marvin Samoya and the Grillo's Pickles machine. He'll fall back within P5. It's Mike Iacino, Daniel Parmalee, Andreas Profana, and Andreas Profana. Not only was that the third place running spot from 1 week ago, he's got the door-to-door in front of him. Goodness gracious, Daniel, he'll get out of the gas and and almost get into Mike Iacino there, but no contact giveth, no contact taketh. Back to Andreas Profana though. That's, I believe it was the first and only top 3 driver interview spot that he's gotten this season just 1 week ago. Also, Andreas Profana, just this last lap by a 2:29.03 on the lap time. That'll be the fastest driver in the race. Here we'll go again, a little bit more beating, a little bit more banging. It's 2 baby blue machines going for the race lead. Aaron Myers with a new fastest lap, but now Billy Smith II. We got a new race leader, and it was from 15, 16 spots back. How about you, Billy Smith II? He's also looking to go back-to-back after winning just 1 week ago. He leads in the points for a reason as well. This is a driver who's got 5,000 road course iRating. If you're not familiar with what iRating is, that's only the official races that you can actually get that headed your way. And well, that means Billy Smith II, he has been there. He has been doing this both not only real life racing, but back and out here behind the sim as well for years on end. It takes quite 2-3 years to get out there 5,000. Looks like Luke Cantor, though, he's not going to go down without a fight. He didn't hear no dang bell. Cantor backing around the outside. Right here, we've seen this here before. If Luke Cantor, though, if he can continue to hang around that right side, this corner transitions back around the inside. Unfortunately for Cantor, though, he's got to clear him right now because the inside transitions back and around the outs. Cantor, he had him for a brief moment there, but didn't want to slice across the front nose. Here comes Billy Smith II again. It's now Smith II still solidifying his race lead. I say solidifying, but it's just by the skinniest of margins. Here we'll go again. Luke Cantor, he knows that this is not quite the best passing opportunity to make, and he knows that he can have a really good run in this slipstream, in this draft right here. Remember, these light horsepower Toyota GR86 Cup cars, they thrive out there within poking the hole in the air, especially, oh no, there goes Anthony Nguyen, almost around it with a huge save. Luke Cantor with an amazing save there as well. Oh my goodness gracious. Just talking about thriving up there within the slipstream in the draft. Well, maybe a little bit too much, was it? Here's a look at this race replay. Contact with Samoya into the rear bumper of Nguyen. Nguyen gets into the rear bumper of the oh goodness, Luke Cantor machine. Or is that Billy Smith? It's 2 baby blue machines. Here's another look at it. Oh man, that is an amazing save from Nguyen. Although he loses 1, 2, 3 and continues to fall back spots up there. Now back to P9 for Anthony Nguyen. Still though, that could have been a lot worse than what it was. 6 coming to 5 minutes left to go within stage number 2. Setting up our final 20-minute margin to go. Patrick Brunson, where did he come from? Where did he go? Maybe tonight Patrick Brunson's nickname isn't Cotton Eye Joe, as he's another driver who's kind of just, well, he really did a good job at missing that contact up there in front of him after Myers and Anthony Nguyen had gone off the racetrack, and now just really doing a nice job and kind of keeping his nose clean within these final few minutes to go here within this next stage break. That's what here. I love this about this NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series is right when you think that you've started to see it all and you start to see this single file racing starting to form up out there just a little bit more. Next thing out there before you know it, no matter where it is on the racetrack, battles will be pursued, I guess. Plural of it or not, it's Andreas Rafana. We got Benjamin Forehand, there's Daniel Parma lead. This is 6th, 7th, 8th. Anthony Nguyen still hanging out there with him in that 9th spot. But man, we'll have to see how many spots Anthony can get right back it up in there to him, because remember, he had been kind of the driver, one of the drivers to beat tonight. Started up there within the top 3, led more than a couple laps tonight. But after that amazing save and steering wheel 180 degrees, he does fall back out there about P9. Headed back down and into the back straightaway. Who you got? Luke Cantor, he's still there. Holly Patrick Brunson, this is going to be a good battle. Who's deeper into the braking zone? Look at the front suspension. Could just go to work. I mean, the Toyota GR86 front nose sinking into the racetrack there for Brunson. Also, a little bit of contact out there on Luke Cantor. They'll beat, they'll bang, they'll continue to point those noses straight. So, boy, this is... Once again, the intensity really starting to ramp up out here. Here's going to be side by side from Brunson, Cantor. Cantor 4 tires off of the racetrack. It'll be, I don't think that he did get a slowdown, because I think iRacing just calls that enough of a slowdown as it is there. 4 tires out there off of it. All right, should be about these final 3 laps to go within our second stage of the race. We still got everybody out there hanging within YouTube land, Satamanji as well as Moonlight Dancer. Nice save, an amazing save. Look at this up here. This is getting good. Andreas Rafana starting to try to look low out there as Benjamin Forehand. He goes wide. It's such a momentum-based racetrack out there. As now here comes Anthony Nguyen. He knows that his time to shine is now. He's not going to try to get out of the gaps, but he goes a little bit deep. He's going to give up that spot to Aaron Myers. Benjamin Forehand once again. Patrick Brunson, he's still up there in the points, standing 6th place in the points. He's been up there within the top 3 driver interview positions a couple times this season, but still searching for race win at number 1 there. They're going to go Daniel Parmalee, that was Aaron Myers there just a little bit wide. That allows the Benjamin Forehand machine to make another move out there. So it's really it's a game of just trying to make sure that you're just within striking distance with the driver up there in front of you, and maybe make sure that you're close enough to maybe kind of mentally make them make a mistake. Speaking of mentally make a mistake, back here within P1, P2, hopping on board with Luke Cantor. So for Billy Smith II, this is special. I think this would be breaking Stam Studio Network Racing history as far as the stats are concerned on a driver who started this many spots back. We're seeing a hard to pass track out here like Road America. Well, we got these 4 miles to work with each lap. We got these 14 turns to work with. But the lap time history, that starts to play the bigger picture up there. We've seen Luke Cantor gotten past for the race lead a couple of times, but hey, our pole sitter, he's still got the pace out there underneath of him. Look at lap 10, look at lap 11, especially lap 11. It's 0.5 of a second faster, almost half of a second. He did lose a little bit those next 3 laps, almost a whole second on lap 12 though, but it continues to be the slipstream, continues to be the draft out here. Here we go, Cantor gonna start to look to make a move. We're back within turn 1. Just about 30 seconds left to go at the stripe there, back within this final stage break. So it looks like we'll be racing to this next lap by Billy Smith II. Does he still have the defense left? He's continued to heat up and ask everything, all of those Continental Racing tires. Do they have enough to hang on for 4 more miles out there with it? Or is Luke Cantor going to play a nice move out there with it, get to time this slipstream, time this draft pass? Luke Cantor backing around this outside line, but if he can get deeper into the braking zone, this could be all Billy Smith II road up there as far as battles for the race lead are concerned within our stage 2 break. Cantor up top, Billy Smith the second down low. Cantor, just as we've seen these last couple of laps, they'll get this nose in front going into Corvette corner and then heading up back within the one before Carousel corner. Just not quite able. Look at it, here we go again. Oh, he tried to clear him, shoves Billy Smith the second off the racetrack. Well, that's one way to take over the race lead there. Contact giveth, contact taketh. Billy Smith the second, he's going to remember that one. Put that one out there underneath his fuel tank. Billy Smith the second keeps his foot pinned to the floorboard out there. 4 tires off of the racetrack somehow, some way. Still trying to hang it back and around that outside line. Put on board with Billy Smith the second here. What does he do? Well, he's got the help. Remember, Billy Smith the second earlier helped Marvin Samoya. Well, Marvin, he helped just a tad bit out there from Billy Smith the second out there off going into the back straightaway. Here comes Patrick Brunson to join this battle as well. 3 wide heading into Canada quarter. Daniel Parmalee up top. Whoa, hang on to it. That's Aaron Myers, who's barely going to hang on to it. Andreas Raffena also still within this battle. There's so much going on within the racetrack. So many battles coming to the stripe. This time by within stage number 2. Billy Smith the second, he'll hold him off somehow, some way. Luke Cantor, Marvin Samoya, and here we'll go out here for 5th, 6th, and 7th on back. That's going to be Daniel Parmalee, Andreas Raffena, Aaron Myers, and back up to the stripe. Billy Smith the second, just barely taking out their stage win number 2. Reminder to stick with us out here after our conclusion of this race. We're going to have our top 3 driver interview spots, and we're also going to go over quite a few off-track penalties. We're going to go over quite a few racing incidents that we had maybe missed under green flag racing earlier on. Until then, though, man, what a race. What a start to the race it's been. What a continuous race to the race it's been for Billy Smith II. And what it could all end within a back-to-back virtual victory lane finish. There you see him weaving, jeeving, and driving, trying to keep those Continental Racing tires up there within enough tire temps and pressures underneath of him, as this is a long racetrack to go back down and around here under pacing speed. We're going to take a quick break with one of our sponsors and affiliates out there in STAM Studio Network. Don't go anywhere. It's Sean Stam, directing, producing, commentating the show. I'll be right back up here with you.
They trained B-17 crews here before they sent them to war. Now the same concrete tests a different kind of machine. Sebring isn't smooth. It isn't forgiving.
And it was never meant to be. Every crack, every seam, every brutal bump through turn 17 reminds you exactly where you are. A track built on history, a surface that demands respect. 2026 NASA Championships, powered by Hoosier. Sebring International Raceway. Make your mark on history.
She's got a megaphone in her hand, black boots on the street. She's got traction, she's got friction, she's bringing the heat.
Alrighty, welcome back out here to NASA Texas's own Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Lots of these races just getting our real-life racing drivers ready out there to duke and dive it out there within real-life racing. Patrick Brunson, he's doing an immaculate job out here tonight, running in P4 after starting in 6th place, running 2 spots gain up there. And how about the driver right there back and behind him, Daniel Parmalee? He does a lot out there for this league, as well as out there within NASA Texas and going to the events, as well as I think it'll be out there at Lone Star Le Mans coming up. Daniel, I appreciate each and everything that you do out there for us, as well as allowing me to bring out this coverage. NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Can't thank the sponsors and affiliates up there into the top right as well enough. Of course, being Black Underwear, Brunson Motorsport, TRB Autosport, SimShop.com, Speedcomp.com, Velocity Sim Racing, both Dallas and Houston location, and of course NASA Texas Scott out of Driver Development Sim Series. Ladies and gentlemen, how about you? Let's get going back within Green Flag Racing. This is the final 20 minutes left to go. It's Billy Smith II who leads the pack across the stripe, but look at this run from Luke Cantor. Nice run from Luke Cantor. He's going to start to look down the inside and then turn number 1. What does Luke Cantor have going out there for the race leader going in turn 1? We'll hop on board here up there with Marvin Samoya. Who does Marvin's help? It's going to be another game of teamwork to make the dream work out there. Smith II out in left side of the screen. Oh, is he going to clear him? This is going to get tight out there for the race lead. No sirree, says Luke Cantor, trying to hold him off out there, but how much harder can you hold off the hard charging Billy Smith II, who got back out there within the race lead? Cantor, it's going to be the outside line. This is going to transition outside from the inside, back and into the outside. Watch this side by side. Watch this crossover happen out there, if there is one. Smith II, there he goes, back and around and inside. Actually, Luke Cantor carries enough speed. He'll clear him up into the Corvette corner. Cantor got exactly what he needed to the corner there. Unfortunately, a spin for Andreas Profana as we got going up here within our turn 5 braking zone. Let's see out there, hopping on board with Andreas Profana. Oh, he's going to get up getting turned. Backing out up front, it's still the two baby blue Toyota GR86 machines, Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II. We have seen this so many times this season. Ladies and gents, these are such draft-heavy racetracks that maybe a driver out there within the race lead right now, I don't necessarily think that that's the best place to be to try to visit virtual victory lane. Luke Cantor, we've seen this so many times out there happen, and here it comes again. It's going to be a slingshot. It's going to be a NASCAR kind of slipstream move out there from back and around, inside versus outside. Billy Smith II, he'll go a little bit around that outside line up there with him. It's going to be door to door out there through turn 12, 13, backing up to 14, completing our opening lap here on this final stage of the race. Remember, Cantor was able to clear Smith II on that opening, on the opening portions of the lap. But now within the closing portions of the lap, it's Billy Smith II right back and out up front. Really quick, and I know that there's going to be so many race replays that we're going to look at, but look at this move out here for Billy Smith II. If he doesn't have that much confidence in his car, if he doesn't have that much grip out there to hang it around that outside line going into turn 12, back and into 13, headed into 14, that pass for the race lead never would have happened. Backing out here within real life racing, or live racing action, within the sim racing world, Billy Smith II, he's still doing everything he's got to try and hold off Luke Cantor. I do apologize within these last couple laps, especially before that stage break, that lots of these battles up here have been within on the camera shot for the race lead, but I know that there's battles all over the racetrack, but right now we're going to continue to hang on board out there within our top 3 to 4 battles. It's ultimately just too good to miss right now. Looking on that rear bumper camera, the rear GoPro camera shot of Billy Smith II, Cantor once again. This is not only once again trying to make this outside line happen, but it's also once again of so much clean, ethical wheel racecraft. These are lots of real life racing drivers that we got out there racing back and behind the sim. It's all right, boys. We got the unlimited repairs out there with them. No need to take this one back to the garage for the next month time if there is contact, but man, it's just going out there to once again show so much speed, aggression, but also that ethical race wheel from within these NASA Texas Cup Series drivers. Here comes Patrick Brunson, that final driver interview spot. He's going to muscle his way back and around Samoya. Samoya, he's around that outside line of that carousel, not where you want to be there. Actually ends up losing 2 spots, says Samoya. There you see Daniel Parmalee actually take that spot up there back and around to P4 for Parmesan. Final 10 minutes to go. If you thought this was chess, not checkers earlier on, well, that's going to be checkers compared to this chess here within these final 10 minutes to go. Billy Smith II looking to go back-to-back. He's up within our point standings for a reason. He's leading the point standings for a reason. It's been every single week that it's kind of been Billy Smith II. Where's he at? Where's he at? Watch him. And next thing here, before you know it, he's up within the race lead. Here he is once again. Got a same story here, but Cantor, a little bit of contact between the front bumper and rear bumper outside of turn 14. Even more contact across the bumpers here as we'll head back here within turn 1. 9 minutes left to go out there, and a lot more side draft, a lot more bump drafting there as Patrick Brunson, I think his wick is running short in terms of when do I make this move for the race lead. That U.S. Money Reserve Eagles Canyon Racing, powered by Fast Track Autosport, the green and black Toyota GR86 Cup car, the one that you'll see racing in real life Toyota GR86 Cup car racing. Well, now he's going to start to join this battle for the race lead. Here they're going to start to look a little side by side, but man, Luke Cantori thought a little bit better of it there, tries to just get a little bit better run there off of the corner. Patrick Brunson, he's continuing to run up there in front of Marvin Samoya and Daniel Parmalee. Once again, so many battles out there with him. Which one are you watching? Daniel Parmalee, he'll fall back one spot as Aaron Myers gained that one spot out there. It's Smith the second, you better run, you better hide. Patrick Brunson back to P2. And I don't say that at all because of anything that Patrick Brunson, but they're from back by the race wheel. If anything, it's opposite of what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to get at, though, is because Brunson, he is still yet to visit virtual victory lane this season. He's another one of these drivers who does a lot to make these broadcasts happen out here for NASA, Texas. Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Well, now Patrick Brunson, can he put all the talk all and on to the walk as Parmesan cheese? Yeah, no, there goes Anthony to win, trying to work his way back up through the pack. That was another bump draft all gone wrong. Take a look here just quickly at this Sam Studio Network race replay. There goes, that Gary goes. Luke Cantor backing around Brunson now. Brunson, no, where is he going? Where did he go? Who we thought was Cotton Eye Joe gained so many spots earlier on. Well, now we'll call it the Sean and Tater curse. Patrick Brunson, I don't know if he just got too deep within the corner there or what it was. Okay, there you're going to see it 2 tires off the racetrack. Tries to... Oh, is there... No contact there. There's going to be the next 2 tires off the racetrack. Remember what I had mentioned earlier on? We had talked about here, you get 2 tires off, and that really takes away the grip from that Toyota GR86 car. Well, that's, I believe, exactly what happened from Brunson that time. He got his right side tires off, he got his left side tires off, and next thing here, before you know it, he's swimming up, you know what's creek without a paddle. I guess swimming up, I don't know, I have to get back to that one. You know what I'm putting down. It's Smith the second, it's Cantor, it's Samoya. Now things are starting to calm down just a little bit, but right now I do believe it is the calm before the storm. Aaron Myers, that's now the black and gold, number 22, back within P4. Patrick Brunson was that black and gold Toyota GR86 car within P4, but after that last race incident there, he drops back within P10 of the racetrack. Whoa, hanging on to it, no! Scott Adams and Daniel Parmalee, that was more than a bang, that was a pancake there. Golly, Scott Adams, you gotta have a huge look at contact here. Here comes Parmesan cheese around that outside line. That's nothing egregious there. That's, I think, just 2 cars going for the same little bit of real estate. That also, that left-hander up the hill right there, that gets really tight from back and behind the race wheel, and that's just, I think, a case of 4 tire. What is it? A set of 4 tires is going to turn just a little bit better than 8 there, but a set of 2 going up against 1. I don't know. Back it up here within our final 6 minutes to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still kind of what we've seen within stage 1 and stage number 2. Check it out on that right side of the screen. It's kind of that front 4-car breakaway. And Daniel Parmalee gonna get the old, gonna need some Parmesan cheese out there on that meatball flag, well, actually DQ flag with the cross heading through it. Unfortunately out there for Parmesan, he's gonna have to head his way down in virtual pit lane. We still got all these battles separated on the racetrack by less than tenths, maybe 2 to 3 tenths of a second. Shout outs each and every single one of you out there watching within live YouTube chat. Shout out these race drivers putting on the show lap after lap, and well, within these final 4.5 minutes to go, shout out these battle for the race lead once again. It's gonna be Billy Smith II outside line, Luke Cantor, Dynaco Machine. Whoa, Billy Smith II, 4 tires off the racetrack. He's going to need tires on the racetrack for as far as grip is concerned. That's going to be now Billy Smith II, who falls back into P2. We've really seen this heat starting to bring up this heat out there from pretty quick. Looks like Luke Cantor, he may have been saving a little bit earlier on. Last lap of the race was Luke Cantor. He was fastest of the session. Here we'll go, the 1, 2, 3, 4 battles out here for the 1, 2, 3, 4, as well as the final top 3 driver interview spots. More than that, though, I said it our way. We got these the point standings that are continue to matter a lot more now than especially compared out there within the first portion of the season. So close in the points. Billy Smith II leading them off. We got Anthony Nguyen, Scott Adams, Jared Odrick, and Andreas Profana. Well, out there for the race lead, it's Luke Cantor, Billy Smith II. Luke Cantor in 8th place as far as the point standings go. There is still time. There are still points to be made out there from Luke Cantor, especially if he continues to put races on just like this. Final 3 minutes left to go. This should be our 2 lap to go margin. Hopping on board back with Billy Smith II, the driver who's looking to go back-to-back, leading in the points for a reason. Gonna lead around that back on the left side of the racetrack. Can he get that nose out there and clear him? No, but they'll lean on each other again. Marvin Samoya and Aaron Myers have just got to be loving what they're seeing. As now Patrick Brunson, he sits P5. Carlos Cantu back within 7th. Jack Dennison, Kobe Parks, and AJ McAllister rounding at the top 10. Oh no, Luke Cantor, he'll get turned off the front nose. It was so close, lap after lap after lap. And well, it was, it almost looked like Marvin Samoa, he saw that one coming the way that he was holding off there. Luke Cantor off of the racetrack with Billy Smith II. There is no more re-rack and restack this pack. This is with what could be our final lap to go, this time by, and Marvin Samoya there, that you'll see it clears the race lead over Aaron Myers. Quick look at this race replay here. It's door to door, it's contact, and then the left rear gets turned by the right front of Luke Cantor and Billy Smith II. One final look at this here, so we'll slow it down this time. Yeah, and it's just close quarter combat out there with them. All right, within these final few moments left to go out there, it's Marvin Samoya and Aaron Myers continuing to run side by side within the white flag lap. Marvin Samoya, he's backing around the inside line. Aaron Myers way off the racetrack there to try to open up the corner as much as he can. This is the final half lap to go. Aaron Myers searching, begging for race win #1 of the season, but so is Marvin Samoya. These both drivers who have continued to hound out their lap time, drive their right rear and left rear quarter panels off. It's all going to come down here to these final 2 miles left to go. Marvin Samoa, he gets a little bit too deep within the corner there. That's going to really open up this door for Aaron Myers. If the house is a-rockin', don't bother knocking, just come on in. Aaron Myers looking, searching in the CTD Motorsport GR86, backing around outside. This is going to transition back into the inside line, though. Is Samoya clear? Just barely. Samoya back and over and into the offense he goes, trying to hold off the hard-charging Aaron Myers. The offense back into the defense here. It's going to be the final run out there for Aaron Myers. It's going to be a side-by-side battle. Marvin Samoya, he's got the inside of the racetrack, and he's gotten into the right rear quarter panel of Aaron Myers. Marvin Samoya turns Aaron Myers around, not meaning to do so there. Oh man, that's going to be a Billy Smith II, here he comes back about 3 seconds back. And now Patrick Brunson, now shown driver third, running spots. Marvin Samoya from fourth place and on back. We all know that he didn't mean it. There was just a little bit of contact out there with it. Two drivers for the same little bit of real estate. But how about you? It's Marvin Samoya. He'll conquer one out here in the NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development Sim Series. Make sure you stick with us out here on Sim Studio Network. We'll check out there within with the top 3 drivers, as well as we will take out a couple of race replays and unofficial race results. But before we get a little bit too far off schedule here, I got to make my way down out there within virtual victory lane. I've got to catch up here with Marvin Samoya, Billy Smith II, Patrick Brunson.
Most fun I've had on this series ever.
Yeah, sorry about that, dude. Nice work, everybody. That was very, very cool.
Alrighty, once again, stick around out there for us for driver
Is there a
interviews.
Discord to go to for interviews, or?
Nope, it'll be right here.
Hey Marvin, it's Sean down here at Virtual Victory Lane. You got yourself a copy, man.
Hey, Sean, 10-4, I got you loud and clear.
Okay, here we go. Well, Marvin, man, you had the patience. It all comes down here to those final few laps to go. What was going through your mind, as well as what was going through your mind after you crossed the start-finish line out there for the checkered flag?
Yeah, I mean, try not to get in the way. Basically, just be very patient. Do my best to try to keep up with pace. This is not exactly one of my strongest tracks. I did my best. Got a couple bumpers banged around accidentally. Nothing egregious, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's part of racing.
Hey, well said, Marvin, especially within this kind of GR86 Cup car racing. It's bumping, it's banging, it's what we're going to get out there with it. Well, how about you, Marvin? Who you shouting out to you, dedicating this race win out there to you? Congratulations on your first NASA Texas Scott Adams Driver Development race win.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. I mean, definitely want to thank everybody supporting me, my wife, parents. Chris, I know, dancing, Moonlight Dancer, he's watching right now. Appreciate it. You know, shout out to his mom as well. You know, I know she wasn't feeling well, so definitely this victory goes out to her. You know, thank, you know, Natural Aspirations, Healthy Body Nutrition, Those Pickles, and as well as VehicleBuyers.com and OverstockVehicles.com.
Hey, that sounds a little familiar there. In all seriousness, congratulations, Marvin. We know it was nothing egregious out there, and well-deserved a race win out there heading your name.
Appreciate it, Sean. Finally got an interview with you, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Nice chatting with you again.
You as well, Marvin. Have a great rest of your night. Really quick, before Billy Smith II, we're going to catch up out there with P3. How about your Patrick Brunson? You got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, Patrick, man, slicing, dicing, a little bit of third, a little bit of fourth, but lots of beating and banging slipstream on the track as well. What was it like out here tonight from back behind the wheel?
I would say that was one of the best races that I've ever attended in this league. Throughout the entire field, man, it was. There's so many moments that you could think of it once you watch the replay. I can't wait to watch the broadcast.
Patrick, that makes two of us, man. There was so much on the track. At points, man, I was worried about what to keep the camera on, but you were on a lot of it. Man, how was the slipstream? How was the draft out there so detrimental out there within these closing laps of the race, Patrick?
If you got a good run, that slipstream is dangerous no matter where you're at, whether it's in the braking zone, on the exit of a turn, whatever the case may be, man. I just pretty thankful that everybody came out to help me out for this one. If I went out at the race this weekend, I will lock in the Legends Cup Championship this weekend. So that's the plan. I appreciate everybody coming out to help me out.
Hey, there you go, Patrick. We appreciate you coming out there, with us, and especially racing out there on the virtual track tonight. Best of luck there for you this weekend, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks to everybody.
All righty, how about you, Billy Smith II? Coming back here for you in second place. Got yourself a copy.
Hey, Sean, I got you.
Well, Billy, so close to back-to-back action out there for you, but still leading in the point standings. It's been a strong season, a strong race here for you tonight. Can you kind of, oh, yeah, there he goes. Dang it. All righty. Well, I know that Billy Smith II, he was going to say what a strong night it was and strong this season and so on, but he was also going to say that make sure you stick around out there with us, because now this is what I would like to consider STAM Studio Network After Dark. We're going to take a look at well, not maybe each, but lots of these race replays, all the way from the drop of the green flag back down and down there and into the checkered. And no, Billy Smith, I'm not cutting him off there. What happens there is the session actually ends up closing out, so the interview got cut off there. There's no way I could get out there with Billy Smith II, unfortunately, even if I had tried to do so there. All right, here's a quick look at the drop of the green flag. And yeah, I'm not kidding you. We're going to go right out there from the drop of the green flag out there and into the checkered. Just checking out the highlights here up to tonight. Make sure you stick out there, or let chat out there with me in YouTube land, as now I got a lot more free time on my hands. Really, it was a great race start out there from out up front. The first incident happening between Andreas Grafana, who was about there starting to look third, let's see, 3 wide. It's the 08 of, is that, it is. 08 ultimately gets turned out there up and in front of Grafana. Grafana has to start to look 4 wide at the start of this race. Ends up starting to go 3 wide. They all keep it together up there up and until a little bit more contact there. And still though, nice job everybody. So far keeping it pointed all the right way. Here's going to be up and until, and what a race back and through this pack it was out there from Aaron Myers. Man, what a race it was. He's going to get a little bit of contact out there from Parmalee, and also just, yeah, I said he overcorrected that earlier on, but now taking another look at that race replay, it's especially let's see if we can't. Oh yeah, here we go. I mean, I mean, it's a Newton's cradle right there. An object in motion's got to stay in motion, and it's just going to continue to go that way up there for him. Let's check in YouTube chat now there. Holy cow! Moonlight Dancer popping off from Marvin Samoil. Dancing Transistors. Ollie joins out there as well. Check out his YouTube channel for some nice cool watches and digital watch faces and so on there. But back out here within virtual track action, Patrick Brunson and Corey Elliott. This is the race replay that we had saw earlier on, and as Cobby says out there in YouTube land, oh, contact. I think that's maybe a little bit of a understatement out there, because here here's leaning on each other, and then there's a kiss, and then there's contact. It's kind of 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Oh, look out. Daniel Parmalee, he goes off the racetrack this next lap after this one. Take a look at this race replay. The Bimmer World Harry-Bro. Is it Harry-Bro or Harbor? I think it's Harry-Bro. Gummy Bears paint scheme machine. Just a little bit wide there. No harm, no foul. Just loses 1 spot. Here's going to be Patrick Brunson, and I do believe this was after race restart number 1. Patrick Brunson and Aaron Myers. Aaron Myers, he had a tough night tonight, so great job that he had got his way back up and through this packet, especially with a new face in a new place like Aaron Myers is. Here's another look here. And this is kind of right there on that back straightaway. It's not Patrick Brunson going to turn him out there. Look at this, especially if we look at this in real life time. Look at, yeah, it's just Brunson goes right to try and kind of set up a side draft there. Aaron Myers goes left just a slight little bit. Just nothing that either of those drivers could do. Here comes Marvin Samoya after what amazing win it was. He had to drive his way back from this very incident right here where he didn't have any contact up there with him, just went a little bit deep through the braking zone as we hop on board here with Marvin this time by, and that's another case of that Toyota GR86 just not turning the way that the driver wants it to do, but it's all due. Yeah, look at him. He's shifting it into second at the apex. 90 degrees on the race wheel to keep that thing pointed right way. Loses quite a bit of time, but he makes it all right back up. Here's going to be Gary Hodge. Gary Hodge incident outside of turn 14. That's going to be hey, that's the Ken block paint scheme. Come on, you got to allow the Ken block paint scheme to do that. No harm, no foul there. James Lopez, he'll go for a little bit of a slip and slide. This was after a second race restart after contact with that James Lopez machine. Excuse me, with the Ken block number 3. Grady Hodge looking out the inside there, happening right in front of the 530 of Andreas Benjamin Forehand, and just spinning in front of the pack there. A Carlos Cantu incident goes off the racetrack, and I thought we saw this one live. Yes, this is when the 7 goes way deep into the braking zone in turn 5, I believe it is. Contact in the rear bumper of the 17 of Corey Elliott. We just got to hop on board here with Carlos here, I think. Excuse me, that is not turn 5. That's turn 12 heading up into Camden Corner. We saw this one earlier on. Not sure if we got to see a race replay of it, but this is going to be Andreas Raffena and Scott Adams. I think we did see it, as there goes Andreas Raffena, kind of silver and black. Yeah, this is the 3 wide heading into turn 5. Raffena going to get tagged there. Holy. All right, we're only about a little bit more than halfway down, halfway to go within these race replays goes. Make sure you stick around, or make sure you continue to stick out there with us, and let me know if you're still sticking around. Moonlight Danger, hope you've been doing well. So I really do appreciate that. And Moonlight, I know that's got to be feeling really good out there to see Marvin Samoya to come away with his first race win out there this season in a car that he's so comfortable with. Kobe Parks, he goes off the racetrack. Let's hop on board with Kobe. This is going to be through the kink. Hang on to her. Hang on to her. Oh, knocks the DRS sign over. No harm, no foul. And here we go. Now is when we're going to start here getting into the juicy stuff. This is out there for the race lead, Marvin Samoya. And yeah, this is a race replay. I wish we got a couple of looks out there at before, but we took another look here. Yeah, that's my forklift driver that you just heard joining us out there with it. Yeah, Marvin, he just starts his turn in a little early, and maybe earlier than the 95 expects, but I mean, still looking to give that room up there. Marvin, he goes way off the racetrack. So this is another incident where he's got to kind of make his way back from, and does an amazing job at it. Benjamin Forehand, he goes off the racetrack. I think this is going to be the same corner. Oh, there's 3 wide. Benjamin Forehand, Parma Lee, as well as, excuse me, the 27 of I think that was for Fan, excuse me. All right, there we go. James Lopez with a crash outside of turn number. James Lopez with a crash outside of turn number. That's weird. This one didn't pull it up out there for me. So I think that one was about. No, we still got the Anthony Nguyen incident. Yeah, this is. I'm glad Patrick Brunson said that in his interview, because hopefully that made you to think out there to just hang out there with a little bit more with us. Because here's another look at this race replay. Marvin gets into the rear bumper there of Anthony Nguyen after Anthony had worked his way back up through this pack all throughout the front top 3 drivers. There's just a slight little spin out there, and that kind of ends the night out there for Anthony. Hopping on board at the rear bumper camera shot. Yeah, I'm kind of a Grillo's Pickles big deal. That'll get you sniffing your rear bumper, or that was sniffing Anthony Wynn's rear bumper. Luke Cantor goes off the racetrack up there, and that was after he had fallen back a few positions on back. This was battling up there with Patrick Brunson up and through turns 13 and 14. Slight side-by-side up there with it. Luke Cantor, a nice way to get back and kind of floor it through the gas, keep it on the racetrack. All right, I promise we're getting down out here to it all. Here comes Billy Smith the second, also as Luke Cantor works his way back up and into that pack. Excuse me, Billy Smith the second with the 95 there. Billy Smith, he gets off the racetrack a little bit. And right back in there with it. Yeah, that is Luke Cantor. Luke with an amazing job driving back up here through this pack. And it was ultimately coming down here within this race replay as Billy Smith II, Luke Cantor. This was about 5 to 10 minutes after what we were just looking at. Still leaning onto each other, still some more side-by-side battles. And outside of turn 14, Billy Smith II takes over the race lead for a brief margin of time. And then coming out there and into our final race replay of the night, Marvin Samoa contact with Aaron Myers after Aaron Myers had worked his butt off to get up there within the front running pack. But man, so did Marvin Samoa. He worked his butt off to kind of play that defense. And look at this there. That is definitely, once again, no, at least to me, you can call it what you will, but to me, right there, that is no egregious contact whatsoever. You see Marvin move a slight bit to the left and Aaron moves a slight bit to the right. It's just it's a game of inches, centimeters, and well, a game of atoms that ultimately touch each other there and end up spinning that right rear around on Aaron Myers. And that's what set up Marvin Samoa out there to come out there within the final corners of the racetrack within the race win. Even though after that, though, it still wasn't all she wrote. Billy Smith II right there to keep Marvin on his toes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about do it for us on Sam Studio Network. I so appreciate each and every single one of you for hanging out there around with us, hanging out there with us in YouTube land, hanging out there with us as far as our sponsors and affiliates go, as well as... did I already say YouTube land? You know it. All right, it's Sean Stam, director, producer, commentating this show. I'll catch you, let's see, next week's time. We'll be live, but the one after that, I will be out of town. So put that one out there on the calendars. Appreciate you all out there. Thanks for liking, commenting, and sharing this broadcast. Sean Stam, Stam Studio Network. Have a great rest of your night.